Hello again, welcome, and welcome to you, Henry.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Happy to be here. I'm fantastic. It's a nice grey day again.
Welcome to
Nothing out of the
England.
normal. Yeah, welcome to England.
Um, you'll notice your name's on the screen, Henry.
I am. I'm trying out a new deck this week, and I think we figured that I'd be the best one to talk about it.
Go for it. Talk away.
Um, so I'm playing Citadel Storm, Turbo Citadel, whatever you want to call it. I'm playing Tinker to get into Citadel as early as turn 1 or 2. And then I'm going to try and just storm off with cheap spells, cantrips, eggs, and kill you with the Tendrils of Agony or an Aetherflux Reservoir.
Nice.
I have just ripped this list off the internet, so my points are pretty standard for the list. We've got Wishclaw Talisman, Tinker, Tolarian Academy, Mystical Tutor, Mana Vault, Vamp Tutor, and Imperial Seal.
Lovely.
Fast mana and tutors.
You're just trying to get this combo to go off as early as possible.
Yeah.
All right. James is playing Esper Control. As you start your turn with a Mox.
My nice quick turn.
James is playing quite a few pointed cards: Demonic Tutor, Treasure Cruise, True Name Nemesis, Dig Through Time, Mana Drain, Mystical Tutor, Psychic Frog, and Reanimate. Making the most of those lower pointed cards on the list. But it's a fairly standard Esper Control list. It's evolved a little bit since the last time we saw it, which was quite a while ago, to be fair. He's been playing some other spicy stuff. But I think this is one of his more powerful decks that he pilots. So we'll see how you get on against it.
Oh, definitely. This matchup was interesting. I think it was the first matchup I played playing this deck against Interaction.
Okay.
Which was interesting.
Not just erase this one.
Not just erase this one. And we go. Turn 2, solve the equation. And it gets countered.
There you go. There's your interaction.
There's my interaction that I didn't want. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't want the interaction?
No. I want to just win really easily.
Oh,
without thinking too hard.
I heard. I'm really excited to play this first match against interactive spells.
No, I do like playing interactive Magic. It does make it more interesting. Here we see me wanting to respond to this preordain, but we're going to wait. And I'm going to Noxious Revival my tutor back to the top of my deck.
Okay.
No, on the points list side of things, I think me and James both agree massively on these wide point spreads. You win your games by seeing your pointed cards, so you want to see them more.
Yeah. Close your ears, Kieran, if you're watching.
Yeah.
No recalls here.
I think recall's bad.
Wow, that's a statement.
Big statement, big controversial statement.
Out of context, we're gonna run with it.
Yeah, we're just gonna say it. And here we go.
I'm gonna print that on a t-shirt for you.
Oh, thanks. Tutor resolves. I find Tinker. I think that's pretty much the very first thing I ever tutor for in any game with this.
Have you played anything like this before?
I've never played anything like this before. I think my other two decks are an aggro deck and a control deck.
Okay.
I've never really played combo before.
In any format?
I think I played Flash Hulk very briefly.
Okay.
In Canlander right when I started the game.
Okay.
But
nice easy one to start with.
Yeah, nice easy one to start with. But yeah, no, I'm not particularly a combo player. I just thought I'd try something new.
Yeah,
you never know. I might end up loving it.
It's also good to just, I guess, test yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And here we go. This is a decision by me where James has got 3 mana up. I'm not going to try and cast this Tinker with an open lane. There's almost 100% chance he has a counterspell in his hand.
Doesn't that chance go up from this point though?
Yeah, it does. This was a pretty big mistake I made in this game. After talking to James after the round, he did tell me that he had no counterspell in his hand, and he was bluffing. Which and the cracking the clue didn't draw him into a counterspell either. So I missed out on my chance there.
So you're not going again then, from what you're saying there this turn. You're not going for it now either.
I don't think I go for it this turn either. No.
No.
I think I wait for a. Yeah, here we see. I wait for him to tap a bit of mana. I cast the tutor. In this case, I think I find a duress, just to try and clear a spell out of James's hand.
If you're going for a duress, is there? Don't you have enough mana to go Vampiric Tutor during main phase to then duress?
Vamp Tutor puts the card on top.
What have you put on top? Oh, to get a
I've
duress.
put duress on top to draw
okay.
it in my next
Alright,
turn.
sweet. Yeah.
So I can potentially duress James, and then duress James, go for my counterspell, and try and win.
May have shown his hand a little bit here with the Mystic Sanctuary putting Force of Will on top.
Yes.
Having said that,
well, knowing that James
multiple
can,
counterspells is good for him in
Yeah.
this spot.
Yeah, because I think the Force of Will is a pretty safe one to put back on top, and James can draw it for my next turn with the Tameo clue.
Yeah, I've noticed your life total is depleting real fast with this Tameo.
Oh yeah. Although I think this might break the record for the longest the Tameo has been in play without turning into a Planeswalker. James just isn't drawing cards.
Where's your
Very
brainstorm,
quickly.
James? He's got to keep bluffing his counterspell. That's why.
Yep.
Eat a clue.
I think I passed the turn here. I don't know why I passed the turn. I think there might have been something in my hand. Or hope that James taps out for a threat and I can go off on one.
So if you played this again, this match again, you would go for it as early.
I'd just attempt it on turn 3. What's the worst that can happen? It gets countered.
Yeah.
I'll duress you.
Here we go. Here's the duress.
Now James has drawn like 3
Now
cards.
James has drawn
plus
1,000 cards
plus a
since-
force. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think James is pretty happy to just sit back and let me do nothing.
The fact that James is even considering not.
Permission denied.
Oof.
Yeah, here we go. Counterspell, counterspell, counterspell.
I would like to eat the permission denied.
So yeah, I take permission denied here, with my thoughts process being he has to either hard cast the Force of Will or reprieve.
Yep. There's no other blue card.
There's no other blue card.
Sacking my talisman hierarchy.
Knowing or assuming here that James is going to reprieve it.
So you know that this you're
I know
fairly
it's getting
confident that
reprieved.
this is coming back to your hand. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
But then James exiles my artifact land.
Ooh, and now you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, definitely. I think James has definitely realised that he's ahead here.
Yeah, you're low on mana now.
I think we can see James's hand here of reanimate, counterspell, Force of Will. I'm not winning this one, I don't think. This is looking quite bad. And now James has deployed a threat. There's an actual clock. I'm getting hit for more than 0.
Oh yeah, your life hasn't gone down that fast.
No, I think I've fetched and used a talisman.
But you have taken 0 quite a few times.
I've taken 0 a lot of
If
times.
you multiply 0 by enough, I think it becomes non-zero. I'm fairly sure that that's what happens.
Now, we're both engineers in our day job.
Don't out me like that.
Yeah, so here I'm going for a balance just to try and get James to discard his hand. But nope, here's the counterspell.
You may not. Balance is evil.
Balance is a fair magic card. It equalizes the game.
All right,
Right?
Thanos
That's
pipe
how
down.
that works. I don't know who's the bad guy in this matchup.
You are.
Yeah, okay. After our round
for
one game.
for everybody
yes.
else, our round one. This is round two of the tournament, I believe it is.
Yeah, this is round two.
And in round one, you beat me on turn 3 before I got a turn 3, I believe.
Yes.
In one game, and then in the other game you beat me on turn like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But it still took us 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Because
I think
playing out the combo is.
I think there needs to be a bit of an apology from me for that, actually, because I think that's probably the most grumpy I've ever been.
I think
at the end
your
of
grumpiness was completely justified. You sat and watched me cast some really boring spells.
Yeah.
Cast a bunch of mana rocks.
I was just sat there going, "Am I dead yet? Am I dead yet?"
Yeah.
And then I did the real like no of conceding, and then you going, "Okay, but I don't have a win." I was like, "All right,
Yeah.
go on then, keep playing."
Yeah. No, yeah, that was an interesting round. Here we go, and I've conceded. James's board of creatures and my 0 mana. You can hear me talking there about hoping James isn't on control, because I think other than James is our player that swaps decks the most.
Yes.
And I was just hoping James would be on Soul Sisters or just Art School or
something slow and grindy.
That
requires
something that
setup.
didn't have counterspell.
Counterspell 1 to 12.
Yeah. No, as a counterspell enjoyer, I was just hoping I didn't see any in this game.
Yeah.
And I think I did.
No, I do like blue. I've approached Canadian Highlander in our meta as an anti-blue player, but I do like playing blue. I like joining the narrative of blue's evil. Don't let blue continue its reign of terror. But I'm one of them, really. I just keep it a secret.
Yeah. You're just ashamed of it.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. I'll proudly say blue is a fun color.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone at our local meta knows that I'm.
Yeah, you like playing blue even when you're not playing counterspells in limited.
Oh yeah.
Even when it's like a typal deck, you're playing blue.
Yeah. Blue flyers, blue detectives,
blue soldiers. I remember you drafting a blue soldiers deck.
Yeah. Oh look, here's the turn 1 Tamio again.
What's this turn 1 card? Never heard of it.
What, Tamio or Mishra's Bauble? Both famous turn 1 cards.
Yeah, I meant it's Tamio. What does she do? Make clues every turn and
make clues every turn.
Real fast.
Kills me really quick. Oh, and here's the Ajani again.
Okay.
Also gets me dead real fast.
Yeah, I was playing this one in my my tokens list.
Yeah, Ajani is a very, very good card. I think here I dread fuged James. I think that's a dread fugue, or it's a hand attack spell. And I ate a counter spell out of James's hand.
Oh, nice. You said how much you dislike those.
Yeah. But I did see Opposition Agent Thoughtseize. So.
Opposition Agent is a problem.
Oh, yeah. So I've just got to go.
Is that a Thoughtseize or Reanimate?
That is an Inquisition of Castle-Lac.
Okay.
In James's hand. But here we see I've gone Artifact Land into Tinker, sacking my Artifact Land.
Because you know you've got it now, so you don't need to worry too much about the Oppo. I was just surprised at the choice of Oppo, but keeping the
I think it's because I knew I had it that turn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is this going to be a land? I've just seen 2 cards.
Yeah, I've flipped 2 cards.
Stop looking at all your cards.
Stop cheating, Henry.
Yeah, you've got more than like 10 tutors in your deck already.
Yeah, here we go. Let's start the storm count.
In response to the Git Probe, I'm going to, still in response to the Git Probe, I'm going to Brain Surge, paying 3 life.
Alright, so you don't have any mana at the moment.
No, I have no mana. So I'm brain surging, and I'm going to keep all the lands in my hand and put the spells back on top. Which is weird, because normally you just want to get rid of the lands when you're casting this kind of spell.
I'm going to resolve the Git
So we're going to draw off the Git Probe.
Go to 11. 5 life gets 10, sorry. I'm going to cast Bring to Light, X is 0. Okay.
X is 0, not 0 colors. Let's see what
Bring to
0
light.
mana spell.
Oh,
I get off
okay,
the
yeah,
top.
because you get something based on the colors that you.
Yeah, I get a
spent.
instant sorcery or creature with mana value to the number of colors.
So you go
So
and
I'm
get
gonna
another
find-
tutor.
So I'm going to go find Profane Tutor off and put that on top of my library. No, I cast it without paying its mana cost.
That's quite cheap.
Yeah, 0.
Get Profane Tutor. Oh, wait, no, I think it has to be Profane Tutor.
Yeah, here's me forgetting that Bring to Light can't just find the artifact I'm after.
Right. Okay. Because this one's just it's a tutor to find a tutor. Because
Yeah.
how many creatures are you playing in your list?
I'm playing 3 creatures. I'm on Tameo, Baleful Strix, and Snapcaster Mage.
Okay. Nice.
2 creatures that draw cards, because I think Snapcaster Mage draws cards in this instance.
Okay.
And Tameo, because it's really, really good.
We are starting to come to that conclusion.
Yeah, it's top 3 1 mana creatures. I'd say comfortably.
What are the other two? Ragavan,
I would Ragavan, Deathrite Shaman.
Shaman. Okay, so Guide of Souls and Ocelot's Pride in tier 2 for you.
Yeah. Well, they're still in tier 1. They're just not in top 3 cards.
All right, cool. Your tier 1's bigger than mine.
Yeah. I think I'm also putting Dragon's Rage Channeler and Guide of Souls up there.
Okay.
Ocelot Pride's good in that deck, but it's not particularly good on its own. We can watch me storming off and losing track of my storm count.
You've not seen. You have just got rid of some lands, I suppose. You've put them. Some
Yeah,
into your
so I've
hand.
brain surged some into my hand. I've sleight of handed some lands to the bottom. And I'm going to go get 8th Flux Reservoir. Yeah,
Understandably, James just going, wait, why have you not seen any lands?
Yeah, James is very impressed with my skill of not seeing any lands on the top of my
Impressed
deck.
is a good word, yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it impressed. So I'm on 9, and now any spell I see gains me life. And James is just happy to concede here.
Yeah.
I tutored for a Mox, and I had like...
Yeah, tutored for a Mox, just didn't play it.
No, tutored for the Mox to try and... Like, if I needed to cast one of the cantrips in hand, I could Mox cantrip.
Yep.
Yeah, this deck definitely hurts my brain a bit, trying to figure out the lines and resolve things correctly.
How many tutors are you playing? It's going to be more
That's a
than
very
10,
good question.
right?
I'm going to do a quick count on my deck list.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 tutors.
Okay, so more than 10% of your deck is just tutors to find. Okay.
If Bolus's Citadel is in play, you can count Thought Lash as a tutor, I think. 4 mana, exile. Just keep exiling cards off the top until you see what you want.
Yep. I mean, the tutors are there to find Citadel, not.
Yeah, they find Citadel, then they find either Sense's Divining Top or
Reservoir.
Then they find the other one, and then I can draw my deck.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, looks like you both mulliganing down here. So.
Yeah, I remember yesterday. I think we're recording this the day after the tournament, but I think yesterday I mulliganed pretty heavily, which I think you have to do in this style of deck.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. You just want to, especially against a counterspell deck, you just need the combo turn 1 or 2. Because I'm not playing any protection for my combo. I'm not playing any counterspells, I'm playing a Silence and an Orim's Chant, but I'd imagine they'd get countered if James had a second counterspell.
Well, James is going down to 5, and you're going further. You're going down to 4.
I believe I went to 4 in this.
So you're both just going to be...
And I can remember the 4 I kept was 2 lands, being 2 dual lands, a Lotus Petal, and a Wishclaw Talisman.
Okay.
I forgot Wishclaw Talisman. That's another tutor. So, we keep a hand that can get there, I believe, maybe turn 3 if I draw a land. Which I think is good enough on a multi-4.
Yikes. Wishclaw Talisman is pointed, right?
Yes,
And
it's
the
a
idea
point.
is that you need to be winning with it before it passes over to your opponent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I think if I... And here we go, I get griefed immediately. Yeah, if I Wishclaw
That's
Talisman...
disgusting.
If I Wishclaw Talisman, just use it for value. Pass it to James. James can just go get Counterspell.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then I can't win. Or Opposition Agent, or...
Yeah, that's... Yep. Oh yeah, Opposition Agent's a good one to get.
My deck of
that's
many
something
tutors.
to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wishclaw Talisman was a card that I got super excited about when it was first printed because my first ever Commander deck was an Aminatu Blink deck.
Yeah.
And the
So you
idea
can
of being
activate
able
it
to
and blink it.
Yeah, Aminatu just says that you blink something that you own, not necessarily control.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like this card was printed for me.
And here we get Thought Seized. I have 2 lands in my hand.
I'm starting to think that maybe
Excited.
James is the monster.
Yeah, I agree.
James has kept
James is
a
the
hand
monster.
that does nothing but grief and thought seize you, which, to be fair, is a good way to stop you from doing what you want to do.
Absolutely. I think you should let us know in the comments who is the monster of this matchup. Who's the villain?
Who do you not want to play against more?
Based on the deck. I'll preface that. not based on the file.
All right.
Not going to force you to pick favourites here.
Okay.
There we go. City of Traitors.
Brain Surge.
Famously good land.
City Traitors. I read City of Brass.
Results?
Yeah.
It's Legacy Championship one. When I print proxies,
You've got proxies that James doesn't recognise because they're not shiny.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not buying the shiny cards until I find that I love the deck. Which I don't think I'll do for this one. I'll definitely keep it proxied up, but I don't think I'll buy the cards I'm missing.
Yeah, you should play it again. Like it's a case of just like learning a different way to play Magic, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's play 200 hands, find the line.
Yep.
Chrome Mox, remove Source to Plowshares. Go.
Ooh.
Here we go. I've
Now
emptied
you're
my
empty.
hand. Just cast mana. Just make mana. I'm not.
Was it worth playing the Chrome Mox? For
Oh
the
no,
swords?
not at all.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a mistake.
All right.
Not a massive mistake. Because
I know what I'm getting.
yeah, I'm not. I don't think James has got a huge number of threats in his deck. And if so, I think
Go on.
he's 21 creatures. So yeah, he does have some threats.
Yep.
But I think at this point I was just wanting the mana. So if I drew a tutor off the top, I could just cast
Right.
whatever I wanted.
That's fair enough. I turned my Chrome Mox in one of the rounds in this event into a shock because I just played it for 0, didn't exile anything, and used my broadside bombardiers to sacrifice it. It was quite cool.
Sometimes that wins you games, though. That's. I think I did have a game this weekend where I cast Mox Diamond, didn't discard a land just to increase Storm, untap all my stuff with Paradox Academy. Not Paradox Academy, Paradox Engine. Which I'm also playing in this deck. More fun lines of trying to track everything.
Yeah, I think James said something along the lines of you're playing a degenerate artifact deck, and you said no, you're not. I think you are.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not.
It's
Paradox
not like
Academy.
No, it doesn't fold to a collector roof.
Yes. Okay, that's fair. So wait, so James has just tutored for a Wrath of the Skies,
Yeah.
which is a major problem.
Oh yeah, it gets rid of my
Everything.
my yeah. But yeah, I'm just here trying. I'm using the Sunset Reverie to draw a card more than anything. Make some blockers for the Spellseeker.
Yep.
And I
Just
draw a land because
make James play the Wrath.
yeah.
I'm going to slow of hand.
Here's my soldiers, my little red soldiers.
There's no hand up in there. I'm going to
They don't look familiar.
So you didn't hit
Oh, they're very familiar to me.
These go.
Wrath of the Skies, energy, get rid of everything, and this little dude still stays here.
Yeah. James's 3-mana 1/1. Who would play a 3-mana 1/1? Right?
Just a bad card.
Yeah, it's just
Glad that's not pointed
yeah. Doesn't
anymore.
deserve a point. Should never have been. Yeah. Well, like, what does it do? It goes and finds Ancestral Recall, and we've already agreed that Ancestral Recall is bad.
I'm not sure I agreed with you. That was a statement you made.
Yeah. I think maybe not bad, but definitely not a good use of however many points it is.
Bazillions.
7, 8.
I don't think it's worth it just for a signet.
Yeah, here we go. James is saying he didn't feel like spending the extra bit of mana to go to my signet as well, which I think is fair. He's not trying to cut me of mana. He's just trying to get rid of my 1/1s.
Untap.
Put Talisman in the bin. What do we draw?
Is
I
it
can't
a
remember what we drew
land?
here.
Solve the equation.
It's not a land.
Oh,
It's a solve the equation.
oh, we've got a game.
Good thing you wrapped.
We do. Guess what? I go and find.
Treasure cruise. Entire bin.
What is there anything else that you could get there? No. Like,
No, not really.
what's? No, because transmute artifact is also 3 mana, right?
It's 2 mana, but I have to pay mana equal to the difference
The
of
difference.
cost.
So is that?
And Bola Citadel costs 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess as soon as James follows it up with a treasure cruise, you're in trouble. But
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't know the deck well enough to see whether there was anything else. Maybe it's just right to just go. Look, I'm getting Tinker. We're gonna go. Okay, we got it.
Yeah, my Tinker resolves, much to my delight.
Citadel.
Get the namesake card of the deck. Surprising absolutely nobody. And let's see what we can do. This is spell number 1.
Let's do some counting.
See, I only have to count to 10. Aggro decks have to count to 20.
Not if you're
I can
playing
use my fingers.
poison.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh, look who it is.
Let's transmute artifact.
You have to pay it for life.
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
You
what
just-
I can get.
Yeah,
You're thinking of what 2-drop.
I'm thinking,
artifacts
do
you
I
can
need to
get.
pay mana for the Vault of Whispers? Do I need to... Can I get a 0 mana artifact?
No Vault of Whispers.
Okay.
But I'm going to float a mana.
Alright, I'm going to sponsor that.
Yeah.
Leyland binding.
Target.
Here I get quite disappointed.
Storm is 2. I can go get a naught drop. Or more.
You can get up to 2,
Yeah.
right? And you can pay for it.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing about transmute artifact is I don't have to pay the mana until I find the thing.
I concur.
So I can, in a competitive scenario, I can
Kill 6 mana and champion.
search my deck first before committing to
Right,
floating
yeah.
mana.
Play Spinovich something.
I think this is definitely
Feel a bit rough. It's just
a super good Leyland binding here.
Especially you're going to struggle to get rid of it as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think the downside of this deck is it doesn't have a huge amount of redundancy. And if any, it has redundancy in multiple tutors, but I think if your Bola Citadel gets removed like this,
Yeah.
you have to storm off the traditional way. And I think possibly the only way of doing that, outside of getting incredibly lucky,
I'm not on
is Paradox Engine One Ring.
Yeah, okay.
T-Bauble.
Um,
That only does creatures though.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, Ether Spellbomb.
Oh, you're discussing how you could get rid of
Yeah,
binding.
and I think there's like one super niche artifact that I'm not playing.
Okay.
Um,
Not the worst idea. Like you've not got a lot left now, right? You've lost a lot of mana.
You've got. I'm assuming you've got. Is Otawara hit artifacts?
Altwara does hit artifact. I'm going to double check that now.
Sorry,
Yeah,
enchantments.
it does hit.
not-
It does hit artifacts and enchantments.
But like,
but
then you're spending
yeah.
4 mana, and then James just recasts it, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really help you.
No.
Yeah.
I get sensitive on top because it digs me potentially out of the.
Hole that you find yourself in.
Yeah.
The binding.
But currently, I've got 13 turns to. Look at the top 3 cards, and they're all kind of bad.
So I put these like this.
Yeah, that's a sign of somebody who's not happy with the 3 cards.
Yeah. But I just need to hit my land drop this turn.
I'm going to Thunder.
James has the nicest ponder art in the format. Little turtle.
That's not Ponder.
Nice.
That's Lane.
You do get 3 cards there, James.
You do get 3 cards, James. Let's resolve ponder correctly. Yeah, I think at this point James has more answers than I have answers.
Yeah, I mean he's done more like digging through his deck, sculpting,
absolutely.
sculpting of hand than you have. He's also got more cards in hand than you do. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're in trouble now. Basically, as soon as that leyline binding hit the battlefield, you were in a lot of troubles. You mentioned that this deck can win super fast or fold super fast to interaction, and we're kind of seeing both sides of that in this match, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I think it is definitely one of the stronger combo decks, just because it can quite reliably go really quickly.
Yeah.
However, let's see what James does here. This divining top represents, I think,
A method of you getting
method
out.
of me getting out.
Yeah.
Increases the odds. That's the
Use the white to spin the top.
Blue floating.
floating a blue because I know there's a consider.
I'm going to put Spell Pierce in the bin. What the maths didn't work out for, probably.
If you know there's a consider, how come you didn't
Got no cards.
get it there?
Look at your bin.
I have no idea, to be perfectly honest. Complete lack of judgment.
That is what it does, right? You
Yeah, I can use it to draw a card.
swap it to then redraw it. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't. Maybe it's not the best.
I'll draw this one.
It doesn't really achieve that much, to be fair.
No.
I'll use this to make blue white.
Yeah.
Leave a white floating consider.
Yeah.
Surveil this into the bin. Draw this.
So now we're out of the cards I'd
Top.
originally seen off the top.
Yep.
And we hit land, Gitaxian Probe. But one of them's a fetch land.
Okay, we're good. Fetch lands do help us there.
Leave them like
Yeah.
this.
So I think we put Gitaxian Probe, fetch land, Senses Divining Top.
I'm going to respond to that. I'm going to march top.
And we
I'll
get
still draw, but this gets exiled. That's still probably fine.
probably fine, I say. Let's see how probably fine this game ends up being.
Yeah. It doesn't look probably fine to me.
No.
I'm going to play this land.
Shuffle the other land away.
I know what this
Yeah.
is, so I'm going to fetch.
Oh, what a spell seeker, by the way. What a spell
Yeah.
seeker.
3 mana, 1/1.
I'm going to. Do I have another surveil land? No.
I want the mana here just in case.
I tell you what, most games that go like mull to 4, mull to 5, are
It's interesting.
non-games. This
Yeah.
has been a little. I mean, the leyline binding has kind of made it less interesting, but I suppose you were probably winning without it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna once again go Hellbent. I'm gonna
There we go.
cleave
Discard, cast my last spell.
I'm going to consider.
Yeah.
I'm going to cleave this Dread Fugue
I've been this. I should have been.
to just
Control.
dress James, essentially.
Opponent reanimate.
Oh, can I see your bid?
I have no targets to reanimate.
But if I eat Oppo, you have.
So opposition agent,
So here I'm-
reanimate,
yeah.
and
Ephemerate gets spell safe.
So that's two cards that
Ephemerate.
represent opposition agent and an ephemerate. So I take the ephemerate here because,
I'm just going to cast this now.
yeah.
Attack for 1.
Yeah, 7.
do you know what's better than a 3-mana 1/1? A 3-mana 3/2.
A 3 and a 3/2. Here we see me draw yet another land.
Wow, that clock increased.
I hope so.
Misfelt Bridge.
Yep.
So that's what opposition agent's for. It's for
Without you permission.
beating.
I die. Good game.
All right.
Yeah, I tendrils James. I draw my win con that I don't want to draw.
Yep. Storm count 1.
Tendrils him to buy me another turn.
Yep.
And he has the counter spell and kills me.
Permission denied.
Yeah, one of the goofiest arts I've seen on a Magic card.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the only printing of it as well, right?
I think there's one other printing?
Oh right. Okay.
Question mark. I'll have a-
You wreck house.
So what was? How did you go? How did you go record-wise in the tournament?
So I went 1-3 overall, beating only yourself.
Makes me feel
Um,
real good about myself.
Yeah. I folded to interaction. I think we were talking earlier. I got beaten by someone going turn 1 land mana dork, turn 2 land Eldritch Evolution, their mana dork into an opposition agent.
Ah, you have quite a few tutors. Yes.
Yeah, so I folded to that. I folded to counter spells, and I lost to Paradox Academy,
Okay.
whose combo is more resilient than mine.
Well, thanks for joining, and we'll catch you
No
next
problem.
time.
It's been fun. Catch you next time.
Bye.